Hi, I'm Nicole Newman and welcome to the neighborhood. Today we are in Huntsville, Alabama. Now there's a lot of reasons why people like to say Sweet Home Alabama. And today we are determined to find out just why. So we're going to start out today with a bang, that's right, with a rocket. We are here at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. So we're going to learn a lot about space, and we have more in store. We have some great southern cooking and, of course, some other surprises along the way. So you do not want to miss a thing. Stay tuned. Here we are in Sweet Home, Alabama.
Well, and now we're walking into Rocket Park, and this is the history of the American spaceflight program, beginning with some of the early days of rocketry to the Saturn 1B, which was one of the early Apollo rockets. The museum itself opened in 1970. It was something that Dr. Von Braun had petitioned the state legislature to do because he felt like it was very important that people understood Huntsville's role in the space program. Now this is a model. This is actually the only model that we have, true model that we have. And that was built so that people could get a sense of the vertical aspect of the 363-foot tall Saturn V rocket.
When you're driving on the highway, you see that right away.
That is a symbol that many people know that they have come home. All the Apollo missions are documented there. And we have Neil Armstrong right here.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Space Shot is another one of the things that is open to the public as part of our museum, but also something that our space camp kids get to come and have some fun with. And this simulates what it feels like to take off in a rocket.
Oh my goodness. Woo! We hear some screaming. Oh my goodness, this is like oh wow, this is like
yes,
so detailed.
Yeah, this is a National Historic Landmark Saturn V rocket here.
Wow, this is so huge, especially in person.
Absolutely. I appreciate, as a student of literature, this is a tremendous human story. And that's, I think, why I like it so much, why I appreciate it so much. This is a Space Camp mission training floor. So when our Space Camp trainees come to take part in a variety of missions, whether it be to go to the moon, asteroid missions, as well as a brand new mission to Mars. This is where they come and take part in the simulators that we have here. From Space Camp, we have 700,000 alumni who are from all over the world who have attended our program since Space Camp opened in 1982. We start as early as 7 and then 9 for sleepaway. But then if you did always have that dream to come to Space Camp, come on down. We will definitely fit you in on one of our adult teams. We offer them throughout the year. Can you tell us what exactly they're doing right now?
Yeah, they're building a solar panel.
Building a solar panel, okay.
So on this particular mission, they do like a couple of different things. We have a set of astronauts that comes out and does daily maintenance on the side of Rising Star, and then they come build a solar panel. And then the last set goes and does a repair on it.
This is essentially the birthplace of NASA, right here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Wow.
So this is where the Apollo moon program was developed. This is where you will see in just a little while, I'm going to show you the Saturn V rocket, which is what took us to the moon. Okay. This is also where the propulsion work on the space shuttle was done. This is where the Space Launch System office is located, and that is the office that is developing the next, NASA's next, what they call its next great ship. So what you're seeing here is a new exhibit that is about to open. This is called it's called ISS, Science on Orbit. This is a full-scale model of the International Space Station. This is an exhibit to show you how astronauts have to exercise, and of course they're in microgravity, so they have to strap themselves in. Samantha Christopher Reddy, who is one of the Space Camp alumna who has flown in space. And so this is what her booth, some aspects of what her booth would have looked like.
M&M's, good choice.
Yes, absolutely. And almonds, great protein. One of the first things that people want to know is, how do astronauts go to the bathroom in space?
Hello, and welcome to the toilet of the International Space Station.
Astronauts train underwater, as do our Space Camp children above the age of 14.
And that makes sense. Now you're thinking, you know, swimming, it's like you feel so free. I imagine that's how astronauts feel.
Absolutely. And here we go. We have Dottie Metcalf Lindenberger, who was our first Space Camp alumna to fly in space, here with a T-38. So that was one of the things. She was a teacher when she was accepted into the astronaut course, so she had to learn how to fly and do all kinds of things.
I love that story. And you know, she had already had a career, but she still went for her dreams, and
absolutely,
you know, she studied here, and that really opened a lot of doors for her.
Absolutely.
I am Madame Francois, and I'm introducing my new luxury skincare brand that's available to you at an attainable price. Discover my beauty secrets, luxurious, effective ingredients with proven results and a price tag that doesn't break the bank. Come indulge with me at lesmadamefrancois.com.
Yeah, this is the Endeavour. This is one of our space shuttle simulators. We'll always have shuttle as part of our program because it's a very important part of American space history. These children over here are doing the 5DF chair that shows the 5 degrees of freedom that you would experience in on a spacewalk, and I've seen some adults have a lot of fun in that right there.
I can imagine.
So they do this on our simulated moon surface here. We'll walk on through here. So they're in training for their mission. You can see their teammates who are aboard the orbiter right now. They follow a script. The older they are, the harder the mission.
That's great. Challenging them.
Absolutely, but also giving them opportunity to succeed as well. But this is the MAT. This is the multi-access trainer. This was actually developed for the early days of the space program, and so we still use it because it gives a sense of what it feels like, what it would feel like to tumble weightlessly in space. But this moves on. It's a multi-axis trainer, so it moves on multiple axes, and it keeps the stomach in the same one location, so the person who's riding it doesn't actually their center of gravity stays in one place, and because it never turns in the same direction more than once, the inner ear fluid does not get out of balance. So it's a lot of fun. It's one of some people's favorite things about Space Camp. This is a manned maneuvering unit. This is something that they use that simulates having a jetpack on and trying to move a jetpack through space. So these are just some of the astronaut trainers that they use in camp. So this is just a little bitty glimpse of what we do here in our Space Camps and Space Academy programs. Space Academy is for the 12 to 14 age range, and then Advanced Space Academy is 15 to 18. You know, we have an amazing facility here, and it's always a lot of fun to share what we do here. We truly say we change lives. Kids can come here and be as smart as they want to be, and nobody's going to tell them that's not cool.
Thank you so much, Pat, for taking us on this tour today. We learned so much, and I feel incredibly inspired after this.
Well, I'm glad you came. It's an inspiring story, and one we hope anyone would come and experience for themselves. We're very proud of this facility. We're very proud of the story that we share here. We're incredibly proud of our Space Camp program, and we'd love to invite everyone to come down. You can learn more about it at rocketcenter.com.
If you want to feel inspired and feel like you can really achieve anything, then you need to come here to the U.S. Space and Rocket Center.
Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, this is important. You're now entitled to eliminate co-pays and get dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, prescription coverage, in-home aids, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. Look, with the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Here's the bottom line. Call to get significant benefits at no additional cost and see if your zip code has coverage with the Give Back benefit. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-374-2308. That's 1-800-374-2308.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This free book reveals little-known secrets about annuity strategies that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. Call right now for your free book, and as a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report. Both absolutely free for calling Annuity General today.
Call 800-590-8551.
We are here in downtown Huntsville, Alabama. Now we have a very special treat in store for you, something we've never done here in the neighborhood, and quite frankly, something I'm a little bit nervous about. But I wanted to make sure to bring you along, so come along, because we have a special treat in store for you.
Well, hi, Nicole.
Hi.
Welcome to Huntsville.
Thank you so much for welcoming me. It feels like home already.
Well, I'm Jackie Reeves.
Yes.
And I'm Kevin Thompson.
And you guys own a very special place here?
Yes, we do.
The Huntsville Ghost Walk.
That's right. Now, I heard today we were going to actually do a little ghost hunting. Is that true?
Well, to an extent. We're actually going to tell you a little bit about what we do, how we've put this tour together, and then maybe if you're real lucky, maybe we'll have a third guest.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me tell you, this is something that I've never seen before. I've never done a ghost walk. I'm a little bit nervous.
It's, as Kevin says, the living that you should be afraid of.
Yeah,
Oh,
you don't have
that's
to
true.
fear
Unless
the
you're
dead.
here in Huntsville, Alabama.
Well, that's right. We're covered up with ghosts.
We're
especially this
rich
time of
with
year.
ghosts.
I'm excited because this is a nice fun twist on history. Not only do we get to learn a little bit about historic downtown Huntsville, but we also maybe get to meet a few invisible visitors, as I might call them.
The locals, right?
The locals. So great, guys. So I know you have a really fun place in store, so I'd love to come check it out.
Well, let's go.
All right, let's
All
go.
right, off we go.
All right. Now, you guys brought me here to the old bank in Huntsville, Alabama. Tell me, what is so spooky about this place?
Well, this was built in 1835 by a man named George Steele. It was called at that time the Marble Palace, although it's made out of limestone. And when he died 20 years later, there was a very interesting will that he left. 1855, remember. And when he died, he left $12,000 to a mulatto slave by the name of Elizabeth, or Bet. That's what it said on his will. The money would go to set her up in a free state, in this case it was Ohio, with her 4 children. And he named the children a bright child by the name of, with instructions that the executor remove them as soon as practicable, that was the word that he used, and get them out of Huntsville. And so any money after that would go to pay his debts, and anything after that would go to his wife and children, but there wasn't much left. So the reason we think that he left this money to a mulatto slave and her children was because they were perhaps his children. Because in those days, when you said that someone was bright, it had nothing to do with their intelligence, it was the color of their skin.
As soon as you begin to approach the building, it vibrates with energy because it is so full of different spirits of different eras. One of the first places that they were interested in going was the vault. So as you go downstairs and you further go down into the vault area, I like to try to make contact with the location first, actual physical contact, to bring the center of energy to me. One of the first things, if I remember correctly, that happened was this very strong, energetic voice from what I believe to be a soldier said, "Get your hands off of me." Sometimes it's a very audible feeling or audible voice.
When did you start having these experiences?
Probably in my childhood.
I see dead people.
When you bring people here, what have they experienced in addition?
It's a lot of discomfort
It's windy up here. I mean, I know it's a windy day. I know it's a windy day, but there is like, when you started telling the story, did you not feel like passes of wind or no?
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know.
kind of a
I
swirling
felt it.
feeling, right.
Yeah.
And down in the basement, in the vault area, it's a lot, even kind of spookier down there.
I'm scared.
A lot of the voices that actually began to quote scriptures, I believed them to be a slave. Some of them were complaining about being ill, about not being taken care of. Once you saw things through their eyes, they're in the vault looking up at the doorway, and they're watching a man come towards them, and they identify him as the one that keeps them there.
So you have a lot of feeling, anxiety, strong feelings that we refer to as residual haunting. It's like what has been emotional in the past has soaked into the ground. And someone like Kevin can come years and years later and pick it up and read their thoughts.
I'm already feeling, I'm feeling it.
A little uncomfortable?
a little bit uncomfortable and a little intrigued too, because, you know, I do think, in a way, I'm trying to look at it as a positive way, but, you know, maybe they want someone to listen to them, you know?
They
like,
want us to tell their story. And that's what they tell us continually. Bring people to us and let us tell their own story in their own words, as opposed to what the history books write, which is one-sided.
That's so true. All right, let's go to the next spot. Now, there has been some serious things happening right here in this unassuming area of grass right here.
That's right.
Yes.
Here on the courthouse square is where an event took place back in 1904. Now, earlier in that day, a man named Elias Waldrop had come into town, and he had his wagon full of wares. That's all we know, probably fruits and vegetables. And by noon he had sold everything, and he was headed back to his home in Newmarket. His pockets were full of nickels and dimes and quarters, and within a few hours somebody found his body by the side of the road. He had been beaten beyond recognition. His face was unrecognizable. There was an axe nearby, and his pockets were turned inside out and empty. So when they came back into town to report the murder, they found out that there had been a man named Horace Maples who had been seen with him on occasion. And so Horace Maples was quickly arrested. They had seen him around town. He was paying off his debts in nickels and dimes and quarters, and he was covered with mud. They thought maybe it was there to cover up the blood from the bludgeoning. So when he was taken to the jail, pretty soon, within a few hours, as soon as all the mills had let out, all of the townspeople came down and they demanded that he be turned over to them. They had torches, and the sheriff stood in front of the jail and said, "Let the law take its course." And somebody touched the torch to the jail and it caught on fire. And the sheriff said, "If you will help me put the fire out, I will turn him over to you." And so they did. And they brought him up to this spot and they strung him up in the tree. Now before his body...
People are walking dogs there now.
Before his body stopped twitching, somebody had fired 6 bullets into his body. And somebody cut off his little finger as a souvenir.
Do you notice when we start talking about this, it gets so windy?
It does, it does.
I hope we're getting this on film. Every time we're talking about it, it's like, woo!
The ghosts are happy that we're talking about them.
Oh, do you think so? So they have to sign a release.
Okay, that's right. That's right.
All right, we're going to go. We have one more, right?
The Masonic Lodge.
The Masonic Lodge. The name right there, the Masonic Lodge. I can already tell there's some stuff there. All right, let's head on there. It's about 3 blocks down, right?
Yes.
All right, I'll let you lead the way.
And my prices are doozy bots. Come into LI Telecom at 2287 Route 112, Medford, New York, or call me at 631-833-9679. I dare you.
Now we are here at our final spot, which you said is probably one of the spookiest things that you have on the tour. All right, I'm excited. So what is some history here?
Indian Lodge number 1 is the oldest lodge in the state of Alabama. It's a Masonic lodge, and this is a place where Andrew Jackson used to come when he was in town. The original building was just to the left of this one, but it blew down in a thunderstorm after this had already been added onto it. So it had one common wall, which figures into a lot of the things that we have learned in the haunting. The Masonic Lodge, by its very tradition, is steeped in mystery, although, you know, it really shouldn't be. But one time when we had a group come in, we had a young man come running out from the 3rd floor. We were invited to go in with our tour, and he said that as soon as he stepped in the doorway, that he saw men turn around and look at him.
What?
One of the first things that I picked up when we first came to the location, and if I remember right, my words were, "This place is surrounded by death." As you look at this retaining wall that surrounds the lodge, much of it is actually comprised of recycled tombstones. As we got into the lodge, we went up to the altar and began to set up our equipment. Out of nowhere, this spirit comes to me and is like, "How dare you bring women into the lodge?"
Really? That was mean, mister. I don't like that.
How dare you bring women into the lodge? Don't you know what this is? His presence was actually validated by our devices. And we've got all of that captured on video.
You do the whole spiel. Like,
oh, yes, ma'am.
Now, Paranormal, like the movie, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Now, like, they really, like, they take over that family. Like, that's not something that people have to, like, worry about is, like, a spirit, like, hurting you, right?
Not normally, no.
Okay.
Actual harmful cases, in my experience, are relatively rare.
And that would be them doing something, right?
actually
Provoking
physically striking you or injuring you or an attempt to kill you in some fashion is actually very rare.
This is an amazing tour. Now, you do this especially from June to October,
Right.
and it's mainly on weekends.
We also do a bicycle tour and a trolley tour, and
Yeah,
This
and
is
in
great.
3 different cities.
You have something for all of the community, and where can people find you?
HuntsvilleGhostWalk.com.
You're looking for some history and some possible interaction with locals.
Hair-raising.
Yes.
Yes.
Then you need to come out and check this out. So check them out, and we have a lot more in store for you. Now, the South is known for its amazing comfort food, and legend has it that right here in Alabama is where the pecan pie got started. So we thought it was only fitting to end our perfect day here in Alabama with some great Southern food like the pecan pie. So I hope you enjoyed your time with us today in the neighborhood. And after today, I understand why they call it Home Sweet Home Alabama. We'll see you next time on The Neighborhood.